Welcome everybody to a very unusual Databits video. Today we're going to be outdoors. We're going to be enjoying the beautiful springtime that is occurring here in Missouri as I make this video. You're looking at a view out the back of my house. We are on my back deck and you'll see here, see that brown in the background there, all that dirt? That beautiful dirt used to be beautiful farmland, and they are now taking all of this beautiful farmland and turning it into housing. So as we film this outdoors today in surround sound stereo, you're going to be hearing the ambience of springtime as well as some construction noise going on in the background. I hope it is enjoyable for you and that it makes this video that much more interesting. But right here on my outdoor table is something that I had never seen before, did not know that this model existed. You are looking at a Sony Handycam. It is a video camera recorder model CCD-V1. It is a very early 8mm camera, probably one of the first portable Video8 cameras that was all in one and not two separate units. But I'll let you guys be the judge of that. So let's go over this thing's features. It has a lot of cool features on it, other than the fact that there's no viewfinder, no video viewfinder. There's no LCD screen that pops out that allows you to look at your video while you're filming it, but it has a lot of cool features. So let's take a look. Let's start with the back side here. Now, obviously, this is where we're going to put our tape in, and we have an eject button there. As far as the loading mechanism, I believe this loading mechanism is very much like the loading mechanism in a U-matic or Betamax recorder. So instead of taking the tape and winding it around the video head like this, it's taking it and winding it around like in a C shape. Okay? So a very, very interesting feature, and you'll hear that loading mechanism here in just a moment as we finish up looking at the features. So down here we have a headphone jack, so you can plug in a pair of headphones. This unit is not stereo, so it's hi-fi. It uses AFM audio, but it is not stereo. Eject button there. We have a backlight button here, which again is strange and unusual because you won't be able to see what this backlight is doing for you as you're filming. You'll see as I turn it around here, if you look into this viewfinder, you're essentially looking into a tunnel that goes back out the other side. So as you look through the camera, you're looking out this little glass piece right here. You're not actually seeing a video image. And to that note, we have on the front here, on the front we have our lens. This is our video lens right here. It is a 15mm lens. We have a microphone here, mono microphone. We have this strange focus. So this does not have autofocus. You have to set your focus in these ranges. I guess it's basically a focus-free camera, but it does give you these guidelines here. So we have mountains, we have a group of people, and then we have a portrait mode right there. And of course, right there in the front, we have our 8 trademark symbol and Sony's name. Let's flip it around to the back. So the only screen that you're going to see on this camera is this LCD data display system. So we have, but we do have a standby button up here. But next to that we have data set, adjust, memory, reset, counter, time, and date. I'll have that powered up for you shortly. We have a place to plug in a remote. So the only way to operate this camera once you are done doing your filming is with this remote right here. It is a wired remote, and it does all of the controls that most Handycams have on the top of them. We have your hold button here. We have stop, fast forward, rewind, and play. We have a record button here, and we have a switch between VTR, or at least an indicator of a switch between VTR and camera, as well as a power button. So the nice thing about this camcorder is that it is also a VCR. Here is your outputs to your television. So this is a composite video out. And it also has the DC output for an RF modulator that can be plugged in as an entire adapter there. I don't have one of those. Over on this side, we've actually got 2 jacks for video in and audio in. I have not seen jacks like these before. These are like sub-miniature RCA jacks, but again, I have not seen anything like that before, and neither do I know what that's called. So in any case, some of you could probably comment to that here in the comments. Right here is where our battery compartment as well as our power adapter goes. And that's this unit right here. So this contains the space for the adapter. So here is our power adapter here. It's an ACP80UC AC pack battery charger. And again, that's what your battery is going to look like if you happen to have one. And I don't have the original battery for this. This was an eBay purchase. And this was all I got, what you see here, which is enough to actually use this camera. And I'll be showing you some footage that I took of a spooky graveyard here in a bit as well. Here's your controls. You have your power on and off, as well as your start-stop recording control right there. Now, how does this go onto the camera? Take it, set it on here. And then that just snaps on, if I can figure out how to do it. Probably a two-handed operation. Let's try it this way. Do not try this at home. This is extremely dangerous. Okay, so apparently I gotta go all the way out here to the end of it, or all the way to the end. And then it slides in and clicks on. It's almost like working with artillery or something. It's very, very unusual. On the bottom here, we have our battery compartment. Again, this battery is going to keep your memory for your date and time. We've got our button battery in there with a dollar store Sunbeam battery replacement in there. Now there are 2 switches in here that I'm not sure what they do. There's a count 1, 2, and an edit switch right there. Maybe some of you could comment as to what those items do. Got our plate here, which is very common on Sony cameras. Gives you the full layout of the model number and make. And that is about it. Other than over on this side, right next to the lens, we have a mic jack and a DC out jack. So I would assume the DC out jack is for a video light, which would be attached here to this flash horseshoe attachment right there. Okay, so any questions, just go ahead and put them down in the comments because this is a video and I cannot answer your question live. I have an 8mm digital data cartridge here, and this actually does work for regular 8mm videotaping as well. This is a Dyson digital data cartridge, 8mm metal. So this was actually used for tape backup. So if you see one of these on online, you can pick one up and use it for regular 8mm recording, not high 8 or digital 8, but regular 8mm. This holds 2.3 gigabytes of amazing data, which again, this is not recording digital data, it is analog data and audio as well. So let's take a quick time out here and show you some of the footage I shot at that spooky graveyard, and then we'll come back. There's some more of those plants that look like I don't know what they look like. they're everywhere. It's these spiky octopus plants. Okay, so here is the front of our house, and let's see. I'm going to switch this switch up here that does the focus. If I can find it. Oh, there it is. It's under the lens. Okay, so this is mountains setting. This is whoops, there's people setting, and then there's the person setting. So let's leave it on the infinity. Okay, and then pan across the yard here. Alright, then I'm going to switch it to the middle one, the people setting, and show you where the moles are tearing up our yard. So I've got a mole trap there. There's another mole trap over here. So I'm hoping to catch moles that are tearing up everything, because they're evil. So as you saw, the video quality on this Sony is not that spectacular. I think maybe age as well as improvements in technology have certainly improved since this camera was made. But let's take a look over here. This is what makes this format so much fun, is finding pre-recorded tapes for this format. So these particular tapes here are actually tapes that were used on airlines, in this case the United Airlines, and found these also on eBay. These are regular 8mm movies, pre-recorded movies, supplied to the airlines by the studios. Now what I couldn't find out online is whether or not these films were played for everybody in a central VCR, or if you were given a small 8mm video player when you came on board, and you could use those tapes personally. So again, I'm not sure how that worked, but you can see I've got these 4 titles. Now the guy that I bought these from still sells these on eBay, and I'll put a link down in the description, so if you want to buy you a video just to try it out and play with it, you can do that. These over here are the more common types of 8mm tapes that you'll find online, full-length movies. Some of these tapes have digital soundtracks on them, and you would have to have a specific VCR to take advantage of that. But we got Watership Down, Black Beauty, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Look at that, the whole movie, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Video8 format, The Golden Seal, and of course something for the children, Curious George. One of my video cameras came with this tape, Handycam Handy Guide, and this is posted in its entirety on my channel if you want to check that out. All right, so now let's actually see this video camera in action. What is it like to put a tape in it and make it work? Now, right next to it, you're going to see this little jazz camera. I picked this up at a garage sale. I think I may have paid $0.25 for it. But look how the style of this little jazz camera is nearly identical to the format, or the functionality format of the Sony. Isn't that crazy? All right, so let's hit eject and go ahead and put a tape in. I'm going to hit eject right there. Now this is the tape I used for our scary graveyard footage. Exact same one. I'm going to go ahead and plug in my remote control here on the right side. All right, I'm going to place my microphone near the camera so you can hear the lovely sounds that this thing makes as you put in and take out a tape. All right, so first let's take out the tape. And then let's go ahead and put the tape back in. Absolutely beautiful, isn't it? So let's go ahead and power it on here, and then let's hit rewind. And then I can go ahead and hit play here on my camera, turn on my monitor next door, and you should be able to see the footage playing on the screen. Okay, so once again, there is our footage, as you saw directly on your screen earlier. Okay, so what would it be like to see one of these pre-recorded tapes from United Airlines I'll put one of those in and play you a little bit of it, just so I don't get in trouble with the copyright police. After it gets done whirring itself to death. That's W-H-I-R-R-I-N-G, whirring. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and hit play on the remote here. And then I can hit fast forward. That's the part I wanted to show you right there, so let's go back a little bit. Alright, so I'll hit play right there. And now I'll show you that part directly on your screen.
Work, a wealth of ideas and amusements.
Without taking the unit apart, here's a little view of what's going on underneath the hood inside this thing. You can kind of see the mechanism there. You can see the video head there on the right side of your screen, the pinch roller, and then some of the loading mechanism there going on. Illuminated by sunlight, of course. And this will wrap up my video about the Sony Handycam CCD-V1. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please share this video with a friend or two, or maybe 57. Leave about 27 comments below, and click that like button about 322 times. I really appreciate you guys following my channel and being a friend of the Databits channel. And I hope to see you very soon with another terrific video.